Well, now let's take some data and let's graph it and analyze it on a residual plot. And you might be asking, what is a residual plot? And you know what? I'm glad you asked. So what a residual plot does is it takes the actual values for the y variable. Let's say in this case of what we're looking at right here, this graduation rate is going to be our x values, this unemployment rate is going to be our y values. And so we got some actual values there, but then we create a regression line, a linear regression line. And so a residual takes the predicted values from the regression analysis and compares it back to the actual y values. And if in this case, if the unemployment rates are higher than the predicted unemployment rate, it will appear to be above the line. And if it's lower, it will be below the line. So we're going to jump on the calculator, and hopefully I can be able to get this right, where we're going to graph, we're going to enter some data and get a regression line, and then we are going to plot our residual plot. Are you ready? Let's do it. All right, well, I'm over here on the calculator, and first I'm going to enter our data. So I'm going to hit Stat, and I'm going to hit Edit, and enter the data from the graduation rates first. We had 73. I guess that's percent 85, 64, 81. Wasn't a whole lot of data in this one, so it's not too bad. 68 and 82. That was our L1 to L6, and now we're going to enter in the unemployment rates, 6.9, 4.1, 3.2, 5.5, 4.3, and lastly 5.1. Now we want to get our regression equation in, so I'm going back into Stat, going to Calc. I'm going to choose option 4, linear regression, and I'm just going to enter through this. All right, so I got that. Now I need to get my residuals in, so I'm going to Stat again and Edit. And this time I'm going to L3. I'll highlight up here, but I want to do the residuals. So I'm going to hit Second Stat or List, and I'm going to choose option 7, and we're going to hit Enter. And that's taking our Y1s, which is in the list 2 here, and comparing it back to the predicted line. Now I want to get to a graph, so I'm going to Second Stat Plot, which we've got on. It's on. We've got a scatter plot. I got L1, but instead of here in L2, I want to get that residual. So I'm going to hit Second Stat again and choose option 7 again. And so it's got the residual. And let's see, now I'm going to hit Zoom, Stat, option up. I'm going to hit Zoom, option 9, Stat, and there's my graph. And you can see that it's created a horizontal line here. That's my residual plot. And then here is each data point from, and that's the difference between each individual data point to compared to the actual predicted line from the actual equation. And you can see here that really my data is not very well bunched right around it. In fact, it's got more of a curve shape. So this particular regression line, we might conclude, may not actually fit that well. But regardless, that is how we calculate, use our calculator to plot a residual plot. What's a residual again? It takes the predicted value of the y variable based on the regression equation
and it compares it to the actual data. So in other words, it would be the actual data minus, let's say, the predicted value, and then plots that on a graph so we can get a visual look at it. All right, that's pretty cool.